Ladies and gentlemen, for the 789th time, it is the Mason and Friends Show. Featuring that lady called Lisa, aka Jubu, as well as that dude called Jew, aka Jubu's man.
What up, yeah, yes?
As well as the Black Hand, aka Sir Chokes-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Me, I am Mahoney. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
What's happening, y'all? What's good out there today on this beautiful motherfucking day?
Yeah, man, we're coming at you a little earlier than normal, although this will drop
On a normal
around
day.
the time that it normally should.
Either way, it's supposed to be beautiful all fucking week. Take it over that heat,
Today was
over the
actually
rain.
supposed to be not sunny. It was supposed to be cloudy all day.
Just the start of the morning.
I want to shout out National Security. I guess that'd be Pelosi for actually doing her job. They got a festival going on. Not an insurrection where they was planning on murdering people and tearing up shit, right? This was just white
Oh, you mean the
This was just white
firearmless,
people. Yeah.
the
This was-
firearmless insurrection?
Yeah, this was just countries dancing and shit out here on the lawn, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. all
So
the
it's
fucking
on and
different countries,
popping.
yeah.
Like
seen
for
that.
some reason, I still go to work. Like right there, Ground Zero was right at the intersection when I leave the gate. Like when I left the gate, I took a picture. There was 2 command units, the plow truck in the road, this sexy looking truck that looked like the joint on Tango and Cash, man. You remember that joint? when they run? That joint looked like that motherfucker, which I think that was a Blazer, but this was a big ass truck. And then it was just craziness, just police everywhere, right? But so I guess I need to put a shout out to them for actually doing their job.
So they kept you
Securing
felt
the
like
area.
you were safe?
Not really, cause it's right there. It's right there, bro. I'm right there. Just like when them white people was running up on the Capitol, I was right there. There was the road and the white people separating. That was the difference. You know, I'm screaming like.
And the road will separate you and
Like,
those.
yeah, from here to the house.
So
Them white people was there
you were
marching,
50
ready to tear
feet.
shit up.
Right,
Less
you
than
were
that.
50 feet from
Coming out like it's a normal Friday. You know what I'm saying? Or Thursday, whatever fucking day this was. This is me leaving for work. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear you.
But today, police is everywhere. Road shut the fuck down. Or Friday. They're probably still like that now. I'm just saying, it still don't make much sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well, that's only for right now until the motherfuckers ain't getting paid to go to work tomorrow.
Well, nah, because the police been around there sitting around all week.
Nah, because if the government shuts down, it's not necessarily the police that's going to be the first to go. It's all these people that work in like the deep state.
Yeah.
So, who knows, man?
They always come through. It's gonna be breaking news.
You know, there's
the midnight hour, the last hour. They came through and made a deal. It's always a shutdown.
You know
every
what my
couple of
my
months.
favorite big government fuck up of late is?
What's up? What you got?
The Canadians. Are you aware of what the Canadians did, Mike?
Nah, what's happening with the Canadians?
Yo.
No, they can't be talking about furloughing right now.
No, it's not the Canadians. You know what the Canadians
Americans.
did? All right, look at here.
We can't be talking about that yet.
So
They are.
a Nazi-linked Ukrainian-Canadian war veteran from World War II
A Nazi-linked Ukrainian
was honored at the Parliament building by Zelensky.
Oh
and
I heard about that.
and
Right.
Trudeau, and now everybody's apologizing, and the guy who was in charge of the Parliament has had to
What they
resign.
honor him for? What did it do?
Here, hold on. We have here in the chamber today a Ukrainian-Canadian veteran from the Second World War who fought for Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98. Rota said Friday, followed by a lengthy round of applause and a wave by Zelensky. He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for his service. Thank you. Now, this man was a part of the 1st Ukrainian Division, which was also known as the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division, which served under command of the Nazis. Now, the thing that's really funny to me is that when you listen to what they said in the parliament, they said Ukrainian independence against the Russians. We were on the side of the Russians during World War II. So anybody that's even slightly historically astute would have recognized, like, if I was in parliament, I'd have been like, wait, why are we applauding this guy?
Yeah.
Like, Who's paying attention?
Why
Who's,
didn't they like Wikipedia his ass before
They ain't
they
doing none of that.
freaking?
Nobody's fact
like
checking.
I mean, maybe it's not
No,
on
they ain't doing
Wikipedia
none of
that he
that.
was
It's just
he was
all
a
about the-
Nazi,
it's
but
all
like,
about
how do
the-
you miss that?
Publicity.
no, they were doing it because they wanted to highlight a Ukrainian
Yeah,
that
they
fought
just trying to
against
pick
Russia.
somebody,
Yeah.
That's all they want to do. They're
course.
trying to demonize Russia more
There's
and
got
more.
to be a better poster boy for this.
They ain't got nothing. It's material. They ain't got no material. Can't nobody come up with no new material. It's all about
Damn.
material.
He's 90
Everybody's
some
just
years
doing their own
old.
shit.
The guy's 98,
98.
and he like.
Why did you talk about this now? How long will we on it? But the Ukraine ship been in for been a year now, a year and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah.
No,
About
a
two-
year.
about
It's
2 years. Yeah.
I want to know how he skirted by without like ever having.
He should have came
kind
out in
of-
'96.
He was probably a part of Operation Paperclip when they brought a bunch of Nazis in
Yeah.
to the different Allied states after World War II was over.
Right.
You
You
know,
say first division or some shit? What you say?
he was 14th Division
14th.
Ukrainian, and that was under direct control by Nazis. The Nazis told them what to do, and they did it. They were the ones, apparently.
World War,
now,
World War
apparently,
II?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that? 45 or something?
Yeah, 1940s.
That was
long
about
was
the end of it.
1942?
45 was roughly the
How long
end.
was
Yeah, like 1940. When was it? When did it begin? It began in 1939, right?
When we got in was
We was at
November
the end.
7th, 1941, when the Japanese
Man.
bombed Pearl Harbor. But there was, the war was going on
It
for
was
a couple of
already
years
going on
before
before
that.
That man seemed being hostile than his
Because
whole
we
life.
wasn't,
I think it started in
we
1939.
weren't going to
39
get into
sounds
it.
right.
Yeah, we
39,
weren't going to get
45.
in it.
We were trying to be non-interventionists, but you know that's what we're trying to do right now. Like we don't
We're
claim
always
we're
trying not to get in it, but we get right on
we
in
don't
it.
claim we're at war right now in Ukraine, even though we
Yeah.
are.
1939.
Yeah, like
German invasion of Poland.
Yeah, that's why we're giving them all that money.
yeah. Instead of helping
We won
ourselves.
that war.
So
and
much
Yeah, no
we
shit.
want to give them all
What are
that
they,
money.
the 51st state over there? What the fuck is going on?
That's what it feels
We wanna
like.
It's
give
really
people money
despicable.
when we doing like that.
Not to mention the madhouse on the border. That shit's crazy.
That's a whole nother thing right there.
Crazy. 10,000 a day.
And all that shit, remember what, 2 years ago, they was like,
Can't
oh,
be
you need
that-
to be vaxxed. Everybody get vaxxed. But you gotta
Yeah,
know
we
what's
let
coming
these
up.
folks come
think
in
about though. That can't be that crazy to think about. Motherfuckers been trying to get in America since America been America, and now you just letting these motherfuckers in, and all of a sudden white people like, where all these goddamn wetbacks come from? Right there, motherfucker. They've been there just knocking at the door the whole time, like scratching like a cat.
It's the whole world, Jew.
Just scratching
It's
at
not
the fence.
just people
Well,
from
yeah,
one
because
place
you can
or
fly to
another.
Mexico and then just
That's
walk
right.
up in America now
That's
from
right.
any goddamn where you want. Swim right up on over there,
No,
up north, south, left,
you
right.
wander
bam.
over, and then the Biden
Shit.
administration pays to take you wherever you want to go inside the state,
No, I'm
inside
saying
the country.
that's what I'm saying. I got this one chick at work that can't come to work because her visa been revoked or some bullshit. I'm like, but then you letting just whoever the fuck you want just come on up in here and do shit like that, like.
But they
so-
don't have work permits. So they're like stacking them up into places in different cities and shit.
But
and just,
still, what the fuck? What the fuck? Work permit? What the fuck? Just pay the motherfuckers cash and just be done with the motherfucker or whatever. Since you letting them, you gotta let them
mean-
live anyways.
I mean, that's
you're gonna
the
have
thing,
to let
dude.
them live anyways. You know what I mean? 8 years from now, a different president's gonna have to figure out some kind of foreigner relief program for all these goddamn foreigners that can't do shit in America, but just hang out. And just fucking take on all of my money that I'm making and my taxes and all that bullshit because they can't get a job because then they gotta do all the bullshit.
what do you
Nah,
want?
you
You
gotta
want the
take
government to
money.
spend money on the people that
Or
give them the
cash, or
money?
you just filled up 7-Eleven and shit, you know what I mean, with fucking a million motherfuckers and shit. But 7-Elevens can't provide that much work for all them motherfuckers, you know what I'm screaming?
There's no work to be had for
They're
these
just gonna
people if
take
they're
over.
not allowed to have work, right? Like
Well,
if they
I'm
don't
saying
have
they
a
can't
work
get a
permit.
job because they gotta be a citizen unless they get paid
No,
on
they
the
don't.
table.
That's
so,
a work
so
permit,
like
or you work
it's really
illegally.
similar to like like I had a friend who was a Serbian refugee like in the late 90s. Like I think the U.S. took on like
From Bosnia Herzegovina.
yes, thank you.
When there was
about-
Slobodan Milosevic.
Yes. There was like 50 million of those refugees that came to America, and like if you talk to this friend of mine, he'll tell you they literally had one fridge stocked with food. They were given a tiny little like low income housing apartment in like New York City, and they literally were given $300, and they didn't even know like what half the food was in the fridge. So like this kid fucking told me that he ate dog food for like 3 months because he thought it was just like food.
Yeah,
Like, he
it
didn't
was
realize that
it's
he was
canned food.
But like, that's all they had. They got like $300 in their pocket. It's not like these people. Like, I don't think that they come over and we just give them thousands of dollars in aid to like
No,
take our
that's
jobs.
it.
You don't give
and,
them thousands,
like,
but you
all
give them
the
that
shit.
free, for that
Like-
Medicare and
Well,
all
but
that
that's
bullshit,
the
health
thing,
free,
right?
all
It's-
that shit.
It's when they go and use the services that our tax dollars pay for.
That's
They
what I'm
only
saying.
have a certain amount of time, though.
Which
They
they
have
have
to
to.
become established and get their own job.
But
and
there's
stuff
no
like that.
there's no authority that's going to go get them, round them up, and remove them if they don't adhere to whatever. Hey, hit your mute button, motherfucker. Like, if they don't like,
Yeah.
you know, adhere to whatever the rules are, there's no authority that's going out there and trying to
Yeah.
find them. There's no authority that's
I
like
know. It just goes-
keeping
it-
track or tabs on who is and isn't coming
Well,
in.
that's-
And like 90% of them are military-aged males. Like, this isn't
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That
this-
doesn't. That shit's
it's not
really-
helpful.
You should let them work. Like, if you let them come in here, if the government's letting them
Well,
walk
but
in here, they
that's-
shouldn't give a fuck about where's your social or whatever. How am I gonna pay you? You letting the motherfuckers come in here, so let them fucking.
But that's
work
the problem.
and provide.
But that's the
survive.
problem. They're adhering to whatever laws they fucking feel like adhering to. That's what the current administration's doing. Like, and that's what every administration essentially does. It's just this one's really fucking egregious, where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, come across in droves, and we're gonna take all the money we tax out of you and send it across the world to reinforce the coffers of fucking military-industrial complex that are the people that are pulling all the strings, because they're the ones that are paying for our fucking political campaigns, because we're a
Right.
bunch of bought and sold pieces of shit
Yeah.
on the right and the left,
Pretty
red
much it.
or fucking blue. They're all pieces of shit, and they all
yeah.
deserve to be removed
Well, and
from
it's,
office.
But you're not
All
getting
of
that
them.
many tax dollars off them motherfuckers if they all work on the table. Because they ain't reporting on that
That's
shit.
but that's exactly part of the
But that's
fucking
why the
problem.
US
They
is
take our
treating
illegal
everybody.
tax dollars and send them across the
in
board
debt.
while letting people earn cash and then send it out of the fucking country or take it with them and leave. Like, it's a fucking crock of shit. We're
It's-
getting fucked.
it's still only like a tiny percentage of what we actually give like Israel every fucking year, you know? Like this is not the first country that we've continued to
And that's
to
the other
aid
that's
with
the other
weapons
thing.
and
Like,
everything.
we
I mean, it's-
continue to just fucking do this stupid shit all across the board. We're not interested in actually helping ourselves.
Not at all.
that's why
We're
we're
not at
interested
all.
in
That's
enriching a
That's
very
why the
small
debt
percentage of the
just
world.
grows and grows
That's right.
and grows.
That's why inflation keeps going crazy, because they'd rather just print money and give it out than actually do something to
Yeah.
fix the problems that there are clearly problems.
And like with the government shutting down in a couple of days, if that does happen, do you guys think that's going to
Supposed to
really
be midnight.
happen?
It's
not gonna
I doubt
Is
it.
it, is it tonight?
Is it September?
It's
It's
not- yeah,
October?
they
No,
always-
I don't know. At my
man,
at my
that's
job,
not
we have like we're rolling out a whole bunch of shit in the next like week and a half to aid government workers. Like if
Yeah.
you, and the crazy thing is, we just have to take your word for it. Like that's what we were told in
That,
these
that I
like.
work for the government?
Yeah, people can literally just call and be like, "Hey, I want to apply," and they can just like. I asked, like, I raised my hand in the meeting, and I was like, "How are we verifying that they're actually government employees?" And they were like, "Well, at this point, we're just going to take their word for it." And I'm like, "Wait, so we're going to give $1,000, like $1,000
Look out,
checking
PPP
accounts to
loans.
people?"
Yeah, right? And people are like,
Just like they can just call and be like, "Yo, I work for the government. I need this," and it's like, "Okay, here's $1,000." Like, what the fuck? And you can't pay my associates more than $22 an hour?
Yeah,
Like,
see,
I don't
and-
understand
and that's
it.
the fuck of
That's
it all.
the other thing,
That's
yep.
the fuck of it all. That
I
there's
know.
no cap on the greed level that corporate.
It's all
like,
because it's like a write-off to them. Like, and people are like, eventually, oh, they're gonna have to pay it back. Will they, motherfuckers?
No,
or are
they're
they just
not.
gonna file bankruptcy like the rest of half of America and write it off?
You
Like,
make it
as long as
8%.
it's not a student loan, you can file bankruptcy on
And
it.
those laws are changing, too.
Well, and they should. And Biden's bitch ass the reason those laws happened in the first fucking place. Because let's set up this system to create a shit ton of non-expungible debt for children.
Yes.
You're fucking 19, 18, 16 years
Nah.
old getting talked into these kinds of fucking loans. It's
I
fucking
know.
despicable.
I know. It was like that with all credit though. Like a deal. Like I don't know. When I was 18 at VCU's campus,
And they're handing out credit cards?
My first fucking week, there were tables like Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan Chase. Like every major bank was
That's-
there.
look.
You got a free T-shirt if you signed up for a credit
I
card
got-
with them.
I got
I got
fucked.
so much free T-shirts and I tanked my fucking credit by the
Yep.
time I was 21 years
I got
old.
fucked
Like-
doing that shit because as soon as I turned 18, all these motherfucking things
Oh
started
yeah,
coming in the mail.
Me too, and like nobody
So-
really taught me.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like-
saying. You weren't
like if
taught
you didn't
financial
have
literacy.
good, yeah, if you didn't have parents that like took the fucking time to teach you this shit,
So
you were just like, oh,
I got this
yay.
credit card.
Yeah.
They said I'll never forget. I got the credit card that said your limit is $5,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. How do I
Yeah.
get a credit card with $5,000 as like the limit? Like already? That's
Exactly.
what happened when I turned 18.
Yep.
So I'm fucking using the
Or they're
credit
giving you a
card.
chance to not fuck up.
Well, see, that's it. Nobody taught me what the fuck
they
to
gave
do
me a
to
chance
deal
to
with
rob
credit.
you.
Yeah.
So fucking as I'm using this motherfucker, not my cash, I'm
We
not
never talked
understanding.
about that in that one. What was that, home ec? We
Yeah.
did bills and
Yeah,
checking in and
yeah,
all the other
yeah.
bullshit, but never
I think
talked about that
business
credit and
class,
shit.
like business, or maybe it was like
Not even my business class taught
something
me this.
taught me how to write a check. Like I remember being
Yeah.
shown
That
how
was
to
home
write
ec,
a
like
check.
home ec, we did checking in all
yeah.
that bullshit, family,
Whatever
whatever the
the
fuck
fuck it
you did,
was.
checking
I think
account
they
and
have-
all that shit, but
I think
they
they
never
have
did
made
anything about like
changes.
credit.
They have
They
now.
have
I
like
hope.
now. Like
But-
there's stuff that my kids like telling me about classes he's taken that I'm like, damn, that was like a college level course that like my friends took. Maybe it wasn't like a requirement type of thing.
Well, they got to do something.
They got
But
to.
not
They should.
understanding. Well, see, that's the other thing. Like people are getting mad at these motherfuckers saying, "Oh, you don't need to go to college. You don't because you don't. You really
right. That's
fucking
right.
don't. You don't need to put yourself in debt because everything you need to learn can be done right here.
Lots can
You know what I mean?
Now,
Lot can
like,
be
it
done.
depends on
Now,
what you want to do.
exactly.
You want
If
to be
you
a
have a-
doctor? Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
probably need to go to college.
If you have like a serious major that you're gonna make, I've known a lot of
Doctor,
people.
lawyer, yeah,
Well, if you want to be an engineer,
Shit.
engineer, shit like that.
I
You
wanted to
can't
be
just-
a corporate trainer, and I was told I couldn't until I had my college degree.
Now, here's the thing.
And I was like,
Yeah, but
what?
they said what, marketing or business or something. What? Get the fuck out of here. So basic
Well,
life.
but
I gotta go take a
anything in
degree in basic
HR.
life.
Yeah,
Really?
it's all part of the
Yeah.
scam.
Yeah, accounting,
It's-
marketing, business.
It's all part of the
Basic life.
scam that's set up to fuck us all and keep us poor.
But I only know one person. I know a lot of people, and I only know one person that went to college, got their degree, and that degree they used to
And it
get
has
the-
helped their
that
life.
has helped them.
Yes.
Everybody else that I know that went to college and graduated and got
Well,
that
that's
degree,
what, who that be kid?
yep. Nobody else uses that
Maybe
degree.
Tam.
No.
Did she go to college?
Yeah. So two people. I know two people that went to college.
Yeah, but like you know a lot
But I
of people that
know
went to
kids,
college.
yeah.
But you
I know tons,
You know
and-
what? How many people do you know that utilize the
Their degree that they got.
earned?
Exactly.
I don't know
All
what
two.
the community
most
colleges
of them
don't
are.
even fuck with it.
Yeah, most of the ones that I know that actually utilize their degree went into a very specialized field, like something in engineering or IT.
Well, and that's why I tell anybody
And,
young
you know,
they should
it
get
was-
an associate's at their local community school
Amen.
as cheap
Yep.
as possible.
Yep.
And then
That's
if
what I
there's
wish I'd
something
done.
you want to specialize in, go pursue that at another local school
Yeah.
that gives that.
Like
you know,
a vocational joint,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
learning the trade, actually what you are wanting to be in.
Well, it's
The
if you
field
want to
wanna
go,
be in.
it's not even necessarily vocational. If you want to do some sort of science, like
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
UVA or wherever and study that specific science, but have your associates that you earn for next to nothing, so that you don't go to UVA at 19 or 18 years old
Yeah.
and fall into party life and not give a fuck about college because you're a kid and you're trying to enjoy yourself. If
Yeah.
you really want to like have your life go forward and shit with an education, you got to pursue that basic shit
Yep.
right out of the gate of high school, and then you can sit back and maybe make a decision that, okay, now that I'm 21, I
That's the
could
best
go to
advice.
this place.
That's the best advice ever. Because I think by the time I was 19 as a sophomore at VCU, y'all, I had changed my fucking major like 4 times at that
Right.
point. When really, I just should have fucking stayed my ass in Fauquier,
Right.
gone to Lord Fairfax,
And that's-
gotten my associates,
Yeah.
then decided what the fuck I
See,
wanted.
that was my plan at first
Yeah.
when I went to Lord Fairfax, but I was working at night and doing classes in the daytime, and I
That was
couldn't
my-
sleep.
that was my thing.
But I'm
I
like,
couldn't-
you know
I
what?
couldn't do both.
Because I went there for financial. I said, yo, I need financial aid. I need help. And they're like, all right, fill out this paperwork. I filled out the paperwork, and they're like, well, we can't help you. I'm like, well, why not? They're like, because you live with your parents. I'm like, well, what does that got to do with anything? They're like, because your parents make more than enough. I'm
And
like,
their income counts.
yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're not making sense to me because they're not paying for this. They can't pay for this. I have to
Right.
pay for this.
Right.
So I need the help. I'm
Yeah.
the motherfucker going to school here. They're like, well, you live with your parents.
Yep.
You're not explaining shit to me, bitch. Like,
Right.
what does living with my parents have to do with me going here, paying for shit out of my
Because it's
pocket?
all a setup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's when I was like, man, this is some bullshit.
They're not trying to help you.
Not at all.
If you're not someone they can capitalize with and make money, they don't give a fuck.
Not at all.
Like, all right, fuck off then.
But our
yeah.
systems are fucked up that when you need help, you can't get it. Because I've been through a couple of them. I've been
Well, it's
through
because
trying
we
to
have
get food stamps,
we have to spend our
Medicaid,
money.
all that
We have
shit.
to spend our money on Ukraine or Afghanistan.
Just dumbass
or
shit that
whatever
doesn't make
stupid
sense.
shit that
But
doesn't
yeah,
fix anything.
But yeah, you can get a motherfucker like you said can call up and be like, "Hey, I work for the
I work
government."
for the government.
That's right.
You got
Yeah.
people that go into these systems and lie, and they get all this money
right.
just
They
handed
do.
to them
Yeah,
like
but
it
what
ain't
they get
nothing.
just $1,000 a week. or a
But that's
month or
that's
what?
not the fucking point.
that's
Like,
not
the
the
point is that
emergency loan
everything's
for $1,000.
cheatable. But it's
Yes.
all cheatable because we're sitting here acting like the honor system is some sort of acceptable thing.
Because that's what we're taught. Like, if you do good and like you go and you tell the truth about shit, you're gonna be okay. Nah, that's some bullshit when it comes to fucking getting this paperwork squared
That's
away.
true.
It's
Getting through life.
you
The
better off
most I
lying.
ever learned was like, I mean, this sounds terrible, but like I can remember when I was going through my divorce 5 years ago, my friend sat me down and was like, look, bitch, these are all of the things that like you need to get now that you're like a single mom that you can qualify for.
Yep.
And it was great. Like I was like, oh, okay, like I have like food for my kids, like I got discounted internet, like
Yeah.
But you know what
we're
that's
gonna be all
doing?
right. But then the second I got one itty bitty raise at my
It's a
job,
wrap. It's a wrap.
I was told I made $36 too much and all my benefits got stripped.
you know
so
what that's
that
doing?
little bit of raise actually just fucked me in the long run because now I had to
that's-
pay for everything out of pocket.
But that's
so
incentivizing you to stay poor.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
what it's doing.
yeah.
I can't even tell you how many girls at my work, like in the call, like
They're like, no, I don't
the
want a
call
raise.
center. Yeah, the call center that I manage. When the bank came out and said we're raising the minimum wage for all associates for $22 an hour, there was a mass fucking exodus, and people went and started working at different banks and stuff because they were like, no, I can't make $22 an hour.
Right.
I will lose all my benefits.
Right. And
Like,
what that's
what the
doing,
fuck?
what that's doing, that, you know.
It's creating a
reg-
culture of just like
Of-
keeping yourselves down. Like you're never
and
going to be
it's-
able to
but it's
grow.
also-
it's keeping that lower class alive too.
It's
also,
keeping the
Yeah,
lower
keeping
class
the division
incentivized
going.
to be lower class. It's
Yeah.
also incentivizing women to not be with men.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
Like, fuck your baby
Because
daddy. The
look-
state is your baby daddy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's a
And-
fucking travesty.
Yeah.
That's the shit that, if you go all the way back to the War on Poverty from LBJ, that's what destroyed the nuclear family, and not just
Absolutely.
black communities, all poor communities.
yeah.
And some middle class communities, which creates more poor communities.
Yep.
Because the government wants us to be poor and at their teat.
And
They
easily
want us to be
controlled,
dependent and controllable. They
Yeah.
don't want us to be independent free thinkers that can pursue betterment of themselves. They don't want that.
No.
They want us to be
ants.
they want us to be drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Ants.
Zeros and ones, the Matrix. That's exactly
That's
what
right.
it is.
And they want us to fight about what's different about
Dumbass
it.
shit,
It's
yeah.
not really different.
Amongst ourselves, and
That's
not what
right.
the problem is.
Like, don't look at the real thing. I'm pointing at the moon and everybody's looking at my finger. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want us to look at the real fucking problem.
Right.
You know, and
It's crazy, man.
It's really infuriating because I've been fucking with this for a long time, and I feel like people are starting to come around to this perspective.
Yeah.
But like,
They are. I mean, it personally hurt my feelings. When I got that fucking email that was like,
No,
your
hold on.
debt
I
is
got
going to be
one.
erased,
I
like
got
student
one for
loan
your
debt.
ass.
I was
So-
so happy
they
for like
set you up.
6 months. I
They
was
set
like,
you up for the vote.
yeah.
Did you vote for Biden because of that?
No, actually, I did not vote for Biden. I didn't vote at all this last go around because this is the first time since
Neither
I
one of
turned
them were good
18
fucking candidates.
that I couldn't do it. I didn't vote
Look,
for.
I don't disagree with.
I did a write-in.
I don't disagree with that
Yeah.
you should vote for third party. You should always vote for the most viable third party.
Yep,
If you
that's what I
cannot
did.
bring
Honestly,
yourself to
I couldn't
vote for
even
the other
find a
two.
third party that I agree
You
with.
walk in and you look and you say, okay, that's Joe Biden and that's Trump and this is the other person. Click.
Yep,
you
that's
click.
exactly what I did.
That's what you
Yeah,
do.
but like-
you have to do that because otherwise you're completely negating yourself from the system.
I know.
But
and
here-
it was like an act of defiance for me personally. It was a big fucking deal that I like didn't go vote because I vote for fucking everything. I vote in my local.
Yeah,
I vote
yeah,
for
the
school
local
board.
joint, all
I go to
that.
fucking school board meetings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I give a
See,
fuck.
but that's my
But-
point. You do give a fuck. Like when Biden. No, I'm sorry. When Obama and McCain went against each other,
Oh.
I went in. I voted third party. I don't know who I voted for.
Really? I
voted
campaigned for
third.
Obama.
He was such a piece of shit.
I fucking loved
He
him
was
when he first
fucking
came around.
worthless.
Though.
Hold on.
He was
He's
my boy.
fucking worthless.
His first term, I was with him on his first term, but when the
Yes.
second term came, it disappointed me.
Me too.
His second term is what fucked me up with him. I'm like, you know
That's
what?
when I became
you fuck-
jaded.
You pissed me off.
I became jaded,
See-
and then when the fucking DNC stole the shit from Bernie 2 times in a row,
Yeah, yo, yeah.
like I was like, fuck this,
And then,
I'm out. Like
now
I
the
can't
DNC
deal
is
with
fucking
this.
over Robert.
That's right.
Yep.
But you know what else they're doing? They're trying to
Can't
act
stand
like
it.
that it's not possible for anybody to affect the outcome of an election except for the Russians, even though they do it on a regular basis in their own fucking
doing it
process.
right now.
They're
Russia
trying to act
and
like it's
China.
completely impossible
Yeah.
that what Trump thinks happened could have even possibly occurred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's completely viable that it did occur. I don't know about if there is or isn't evidence, but if you fucking paying attention, you can't act like mail-in ballots is not an easy way to fucking cheat.
Yeah.
There's no way that man. There's no way that there was that many. That man can't talk. That man
That
couldn't
many
talk
people
then.
voted for Biden
That
and he
man
can't
couldn't-
walk
that
up a
man
flight of
couldn't
stairs?
walk and talk then. He could shit on himself, and there can't be that many motherfuckers in the world really that thought. Well, just because he was on Obama's dick for
No.
fucking them 8 years,
But
he
see,
could
that's
really
that,
make a
what
that
you're
was
not-
the thing that pissed
that
me off.
can't-
What
about
you're
Obama.
not
can't make
taking
it.
into account is the Trump derangement syndrome.
Or the fact that many
no.
people hated Trump too.
No, that's the thing. People hate Trump so much, they can't allot for anything being possible conceptually that might add to him not being bad. They can't admit
But then
anything
why
that
would
might
you not vote for the independent person? Because you know
That's my
you know
fucking
the-
point.
That's
Vote
the thing.
That's what he's trying to
Well, you
say.
know
That's what I've been
you
saying
know
the whole
Biden-
time.
If you got three options and the one can't talk and walk, and you already know that clearly, and you don't like the one,
right.
what the
But
fuck?
see,
You have to
People
go and you
don't-
have to vote for the person that is not the person. Like if you're not able to vote
All right,
for
so-
either, you have to go and vote
So
against
who
both.
are you voting for? Who you
I'm-
voting for?
I'm
I'm
like
hoping that
Robert Kennedy,
RFKJ
yeah,
goes
RFKJ.
independent because they're saying that RFKJ has a big announcement in a week or so, and that he's going to be going independent
here's the thing, though.
because the Biden administration.
They've been blocking them on shit.
They're blocking him on everything, but they're not giving him Secret Service protection,
won't.
which
They
is
won't.
absolutely infuriating.
Yep.
And you know what that is? That's the Biden administration going against any potential political opponent
Yep.
and doing everything they can to hamstring them and make sure that they're not a viable candidate against him, even if it means someone dying. They would rather
Yeah.
Trump and RFKJ get murdered than consistently go
Well, see,
against
that's
them
it.
in a campaign
Trump
because they
already has
can't
his
campaign.
I need to look into this a little bit more. I'm already intrigued, like looking up who the fucking third party candidates
Because
are.
look-
The American Solidarity
Well,
Party,
you
the
could vote right
Pro-Abortion
now.
Party,
Many different
the Party
ones.
for Socialism
You
and,
could-
and
you could vote
Liberation.
for,
Those bitches
Cornel
look
West.
fun. They look fun.
Cornel
Not
West.
gonna lie.
Cornel West is the biggest viable third-party candidate currently.
Yeah.
Who's running on, I believe, the Green Party.
He's the Green Party,
yeah, but he's fucking worthless too. So,
But here's the thing, though. People are so
But-
programmed to be okay. There's only Democrat, Republican.
Right.
That's why they don't think about the third thing.
that's why they think
Nobody
it's
thinks
always.
it's always this or that.
That's why they think it's always some like us versus them shit.
Yeah,
Because we've
yeah.
been programmed on some us versus them shit by the big government, and that's bullshit.
But-
It's keeping us as a people divided.
It's like I've said time and time again. It's this big motherfucker with this 13-inch thick dick looking at you
I mean,
saying,
who's tech leader Republican right now? Still Trump.
"Yeah, they
Trump's
still
the leader
fucking
of
Trump."
the Republican
Biden
Party.
still is trying to run back.
Biden wants to run
80
as a
something?
Democrat.
Not
Yeah.
70 something.
Both
80
of them. Okay, so if say they win,
You should have
Trump
seen.
is old too, though. I
But
think.
yeah, but Trump was on stage talking. He's like, I'm old, but I can find my way off a stage. And then he was wandering around the stage going,
Yeah.
"This is Joe Biden. How do I get? Where am I?"
That's
Like
why I
he
love
was
that.
wandering around. He was
That's
going,
why I
"Where am
fuck
I?"
with him, though. See?
but that's my
And he
point.
knows how to make money. That's
He's
why
a
I
ball.
fuck with him.
He's
man.
a fucking ball by comparison. He's so
ignorant
much more
and
fun.
retarded as fuck. But
He's
I mean,
so
he
much
will
more
be. That's
fun.
the thing. He will be.
But he knows how to make money.
that
and
fucker will
he,
be 80, 82. So
So-
say they get,
so old.
they'll be 82, and then Biden will be 88.
Right. They're both.
That's too much.
They're both
88,
too
so he'll
old.
be 90 something. But if he was able to finish, he'd really be 92 years old, telling me what the fuck how to live my life.
I think they
This
were saying that
old-ass
he'd be
senile
88.
man.
There should be age limits on
100%.
90 years old.
100%.
You really gonna have some 90-year-old motherfucker up in there? You can't.
You know what
that can't
happens
be
when you have a
real.
90-year-old
That can't be
motherfucker
real.
in there?
They
They
die.
drop fucking dead like Dianne
That's what I'm
Feinstein's
screaming.
stupid ass did.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. 90.
Well,
She just
did.
dropped dead.
She
I
died
know.
yesterday.
She's a
I
fucking
know.
idiot.
I know, but
She had
She's
her
still
aneurysm.
more cognitively aware of what's going on around her than Biden
You
is,
shouldn't be-
and she's fucking dead.
70. 70 at the max. Like, you gotta finish by 70. So, like, 66, you gotta get in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be older than 70, tell them. That's like, I mean,
agree.
nobody wants to be behind no 87-year-old motherfucker going to Walmart.
Look, you have to be 35 to
goddamn,
run
man,
for
that's just
president.
going to Walmart.
Look, here's the fix. You gotta be
fuck?
35 to run for president, right? So you gotta be 35 to run for
You
president.
gotta be 35 to run for
Right,
president.
so you should be
That's how-
70. 70 is a
because
great number.
You're not old enough at 30.
well, no, they
Yes,
they
that's
looked
the way
at-
the
they
rules are
lowered
set
it.
up,
Then
Julie.
they, yeah,
Fuck.
it's
You have to be
35
like that
35 to forever.
Yeah.
That's why Kennedy was
Oh
the
my
youngest
Jesus
president ever,
Christ.
because he was young.
He was 37 when
Right.
he became president.
Holy
Right.
fuck.
So
I think.
But
I
I
would
think he
say
might have been
30.
40 or 40.
Really?
I think he was 42 when he died, and he was 40 when he got elected.
I wouldn't want no
man.
20-year-old in there, but I'd be confident with
But
like
look,
a 32.
that's not really the point. The point
would
is,
say
if we got a
40s.
fucking age limit to get in, why the fuck wouldn't we have an age limit to get out? And 70 is a prime age limit to get out.
That's
I
enough to get
agree.
out.
So what we got to do is, in my opinion, you got to have 2 terms at whatever position as your maximum allowed. And
For
I'd like
any
to
position in
exactly,
Congress,
exactly,
any
any
fucking
position in
position.
government.
But that's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
2
for the
terms
government
max.
to vote and all that. That's why one reason why I don't do that.
No, it's always work for whoever the fuck is there.
Yeah, but it's more work. It's actual work for the government to actually do. You know, I'm screaming like.
He's saying they actually have to
Government
do
ain't
work.
work
They
for
have
fuck.
to
Government
work.
don't do shit, but they
That's
actually
what he's
have to
saying.
work.
Well, they avoid as much work as humanly
Well, yeah,
fucking
see, that's what
possible.
he's saying.
But
If
the
they
reason,
got term
but the reason they
limits.
do that is because they kick the can down the road because they're not concerned about actual their legacy
No,
and
it's their
accomplishing
money they're
something.
gonna get.
Exactly.
Money.
They're making sure that they accomplish their money. That's why the Democrats never codified Roe versus Wade into some sort of actual law because they
that.
wanted it to be something to fight about
Yep.
when it came time to get elected. Because if
they
they
gotta make
actually
money.
accomplished it, then it's not a fucking thing they can utilize to say, look, they're against this, so you have to vote for us. That's what
Yeah.
the fucking problem is. They don't want to fix the fucking problem.
No.
They want to exacerbate it and make sure it doesn't get fixed because they're pieces of shit. They don't want the country to get better. Neither do the Republicans.
Nope.
That's why everybody fucking sits there and they say, oh, we want to do this and we want to do that, but they never fucking put up. They actually get there and go, oh, we can't actually accomplish that thing.
Because it wasn't even on the mind. We just said that to make sure that y'all know, hey, that's what we're talking about.
Well, this is how we get ourselves elected.
Yeah.
It's not how we get ourselves reelected.
Like, when you think about it, Congress is like, your work meetings. When you go to the goddamn meetings about a meeting,
Yep.
that's
Kick it
exactly
down-
what
kicking it down the road,
that's
yep.
what Congress
Yeah,
is.
have a meeting about a meeting.
Whole bunch of yip yapping, ain't shit popping off.
They do that at my.
That's the
job.
way
That's
America works.
it's the government is just a giant corporation.
That's all it
It's
is.
just a fucking
The
giant
corporation of the USA. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And then the real problem-
Controlled by lobbyists.
The real problem is the people that work in it all the time and never are elected and are just puppets that are inside of there working for the lobbyists.
That's the saddest thing is watching somebody who I thought was like Obama's a good example of
Yeah.
this, like the great hope, like he came in and then he
I-
realized
this is-
slowly
see,
over 4 years
here's the thing
none of
with
the shit
Obama.
this man was going to do and to the way he sold himself is not actually going to be
you know-
happening because he's just going to end up being a fucking puppet.
This
you
is
know
what
how I
I
knew?
knew.
You know how I knew he was a piece of shit from the
Obama,
jump?
Biden was his running partner. That's what got
Well,
me right
that was
there.
a real clear thing. I'm the black man that has
He
to
didn't
run with the
even pick that.
racist
I know
ass
that's
He
what
white
I'm
didn't
saying.
pick
man.
that, yeah.
That's how I knew. I was like, oh, he's a puppet.
But there was no way to get him in without having a racist white man with him.
Yeah.
So they had to put in Biden because,
Yeah, that's
Biden
what-
because
yeah, and I
Biden
was
was the
like-
Because he
racist
had
old school.
because the black man's not going to appeal to your grand.
Well, but he had to
grandpa.
bring in the
They
Dixiecrats.
got to bring in
Yeah.
the Dixiecrats.
So,
Exactly.
but the real,
That's funny.
oh my God, this shit makes me so mad.
Me too, dude. I have to control myself. I get so heated.
Like I saw it as soon
I'll
as they
vote
said
this
that
year.
was his
Well, I'll
running
vote
mate.
this year.
You have
I
to
will.
vote third if you can't vote for one of these other guys.
I
but-
will. I
but-
just.
Because that's what I did
So
last
let me
year.
tell you why
Such
I
an
knew
important thing to me. Like I just don't even like.
What's Kennedy?
Kennedy
he's gonna be a third
is a
part-
Democrat, but he might go third party.
He
Probably
probably
is
gonna have
straight
to. He
independent.
should.
Because they're not. He's not going to win over,
Well, it's
over Biden.
They won't, but they
The
won't let
DNC has
him.
been fucking him.
The
I'm gonna
DNC.
vote for Afro Man.
Oh yeah, Afro Man's
Afro
running. I
Man's
forgot.
running.
He's running
Afro
too.
Man's
Yeah.
Afro Man's running.
Oh my motherfucker! I gotta register now. I don't even think I'm registered, bro. But I got
See,
to sign up.
that's
I
what I'm
got
saying.
you, Afro Man. Afro Man got
I am
my
all
vote.
for it.
Afro Man got
Like,
my vote.
Vote.
You know who I would have voted for? Probably Mark Cuban. I would have voted for him. I like Mark Cuban.
See, maybe, but like when
totally would.
Obama was coming along and he got about 6 months, 8 months out from getting nominated, he had the rest of his political career prior to that time, he ran on decriminalization of marijuana.
Yes.
Because that's what he said he believed in.
Yeah,
And then-
because he was
and then-
burning.
He did believe in it.
But
yeah.
he didn't believe in it because as soon as he got anywhere close to the nomination,
he did.
he
He
reneged
just-
on that fucking statement.
he was controlled.
And that is exactly why I never voted for him. I never
He
fucking
probably
bit
did
hook.
believe in it,
I
but
don't-
knew
yeah, but-
that. Like sometimes you have to abandon. Unfortunately,
he can't
that's what
go
they
against
fucking
the grain.
do.
But you know what that
can't
is?
go
You know
against
what
the
that
grain, yeah.
includes? You know what that shows me? You have no fucking backbone. You
Yeah.
have no principle. You have no thing that you stand
Yeah.
on, that you stand up for, regardless of how well or
This is how I felt about Biden
poorly
with
it hits
student
you.
loans. Like,
Well, it's like you said with Bernie. Bernie fucking goes in there and
Bernie's
becomes
the
a
man.
fucking puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Bernie, I feel
He
like
got shot.
Bernie stayed consistent, but the reason Bernie didn't get the nomination is because he wouldn't be a puppet.
No. He didn't get the nomination because they stole it from
They
him.
took it from him.
That's what I'm saying.
Twice.
Like they took it from him
Superdelegate
fucking
stuff.
twice.
That's-
Yeah,
that's right.
'Cause that's what I
because he
couldn't
wouldn't
understand.
conform
The
to
DNC
some of the shit that Hillary,
The
some of the
DNC
shit that
does not support
Biden
the
decided
democratic
to do.
process to pick
No.
who their leader should be.
Neither-
they want to
neither party
install
does,
that.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see because that's what the Republicans are actually in the
see.
process of doing that the Democrats refuse to do in regard to RFKJ. Because if they were going to let there be democratic debates between the current president
Yeah.
and the field of Democrats that
Yeah,
want to
so
go,
Biden-
then that would
He
be
would get eaten
admitting
alive, yeah.
that would be admitting that there's something to go for there, and they can't even admit that there's even a potential competitor at this point. They're like, there's nobody else. Who else could there be? Like, if you listen to mainstream people that don't pay attention to anything, they're like, who's even another option? They're not even aware of Marianne Williamson or Robert Kennedy Jr.
And both of them are strong candidates.
There's
right
much
there.
better options than
Much
fucking
better.
than
'Cause I
Trump
voted-
or
What year
fucking
do
Biden.
you think
voted for
AOC
her
is going to
for.
run?
Oh, God forbid.
When's that girl going to run?
Probably 8 years from now.
I'm thinking 8 years too.
Yeah, she'll put her hat in there.
It'll be her
Yeah.
against Donald Trump Jr.
Probably. I don't know. They all might end up in jail though. Who knows?
Maybe, but I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
If
but,
they don't end up,
but there's
if-
a fuck ton of evidence against the whole family.
Them and the Bidens, they all should go to jail.
I agree.
They all should go to jail. Fuck every last one of them. That's right. Fuck you.
Got the sniffers and the liars. All the same. Yeah, one side.
Well, they're all liars.
They're all liars.
They're all liars. Some of them sniff children.
Yeah, sniff.
Some of them bang
They
hookers.
sniff a lot of shit. So you got the bangers and the sniffers.
And they're all taking money from foreign entities.
Yeah.
And everybody that's on their side politically likes that. Like, oh no, that's not happening. It's the other side that's doing it.
Get
Get the fuck out of here. They're all corrupt pieces of
do the
shit.
same shit.
If you can't admit that the one side that you voted for is just as corrupt as the side that you voted against, then you're not paying attention.
Like I said, that motherfucker with that dick looking at you, how you want it.
Essentially, it's we're going to shove this can down your throat, and we're going to shove it up your ass.
That's how it's gonna go.
And that's what's happening. So
And
what do
you're
you
gonna take
prefer?
it.
And
It's not even what you prefer. It's like you're just gonna take
no,
it.
but it is what you prefer because half
Yeah,
the people
'cause
are going, man, it's way better in the ass, and the other half the people are going, whoa, it's way better in the mouth.
Yeah. Well,
It's all up
ass is
the
one,
ass.
this
It's
one-
just different flavored lube.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Now you're talking.
There you go.
Hey, we're gonna ask to mouth you. We're gonna ask to mouth you, and
There you go. Ass to
ask to
mouth.
mouthing you, and you get to choose your lube.
Yep.
We got
Do you like
chocolate,
cinnamon
strawberry,
or do you like
asshole.
mint?
Oh no, this
Right,
time of
cinnamon
year.
and mint. That's good. Because
This
both of
time
them
of
are
year-
gonna had extra burn in your asshole.
Well, look,
Right.
because
And you're gonna have that slightest taste
Burrito
of duty.
flavor or mothball
The
flavor?
slightest
Like-
taste of duty and mint, or the
Correct.
slightest taste of duty and cinnamon.
pumpkin
fucking
spice.
nasty.
It's pumpkin spice because election time's around Thanksgiving and shit.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Pumpkin spice and probably fucking gravy.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice
Yeah,
and
that
gravy.
sounds like Democrats versus Republicans to me. Do you want your dick? You want your ass to mouth with gravy
Or
or
pumpkin
fucking
spice?
pumpkin spice?
Right.
Make your decision,
Right.
bitch. Because that's what you're getting. You're like, can I vote third party? You're like, no. What are you gonna throw away your
What,
vote?
Now, so you want cranberry sauce? You want cranberry
You
sauce?
want to throw away your vote by putting something other?
Hey, somebody on this motherfucker said they want the stuffing flavor. We got stuffing up in this bitch?
There ain't no stuffing. What you third party
My
bitch?
God.
You get to like third parties over there eating their stuffing with a fucking fork, and everybody else is like, yeah, man, you gotta take this fucking peppermint up the ass, bro. It's great.
Yeah.
And then they put it in your mouth.
The gravy is just something to die for.
The greatest to die for.
Oh man,
I'm trying to tell you.
the world we're in nowadays, man. It's fucking
Things
some
are
shit.
fucking
man,
fucked.
you see that shit up in New York about them getting the floods
Oh, yeah.
from that rain?
Yeah, man, it's because
Yeah.
we're first world. We'd rather send our money to
New
Ukraine
York.
than actually fix our cities.
To
Was
see
that
New
from,
York-
from the hurricane, or not the hurricane, but
That's
the
just-
tropical depression?
That's what I'm saying. That's just a little fucking. That's a
That
tropical
happens all
depression.
the time. What happened the last one come through here? What was that, Ophelia or whatever, the one thing came through here? We got a little bit of rain and then the subways and shit flooded again up there in New York.
New York is fucked if they get like a real end of the world
They get
shit.
any
Their
kind of rain.
infrastructure's
It's a
fucked.
wrap.
They're worse
fucked.
than California, I think, bro, set up. Like,
California's
they say
gonna
California's
get ripped apart.
California's gonna get an earthquake and shake off, is what they say, and just start floating or whatever.
It will.
I mean, that's probably what the
When
flat
the sand
There's
is
already-
ready.
fucking Earth is probably. Did y'all flat Earth fucks come up with that one too? All right, so now I was nice, but now fuck y'all flat Earth motherfucking fake ass sons of bitches, cause y'all ain't fucking real. I don't know where the fuck Dave came from, but you're real. But the rest of y'all motherfuckers can suck my real dick is right here. But y'all fake ass flat earthers that ain't in the fucking world because
Say
y'all are
something,
fucking
Jim.
retarded or your little frisbee fucking disc
Say
and shit.
something, Jim.
It ain't that ain't the way it is, Sway. You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. If you got the answers, bring your ass. Cause I got the, I'll hold my kickball the whole time we're fucking talking about probably what the world fucking looks like. Bitch, I ain't been in space for real, which all space may be in Vegas or, where's that one? Area 57, 51?
Area 51.
Area 51.
New Mexico.
Since that's where the moon was, the moon walking, all the everything, you know I'm screaming, cause that's how I play Oregon Trail. But y'all motherfuckers see what the fuck's going on out there in the goddamn moon way the fuck back then in my little goddamn war computer. I don't even know what you're going to call the first edition PC or
Apple,
You
Mac.
mean War Games computer?
yeah, the war game
Joshua.
computer.
Shell, we
Yeah,
play
Joshua
that.
shit.
That
was
all right?
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua, you fucking assholes. A lot of you don't even fucking know because you suck. You're watching fake wrestling now because you still suck. You don't know about. Ooh, yeah. Anyways, what the fuck was we talking about? Fucking.
The floor is yours right now, man.
I love it, man. Cause
You took the
What are we
reins and
talking
ran.
about?
I love this because back in the day when we would have political conversations, the Jew would totally
Yeah,
check
you
out.
shut up.
He's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
engaged
yeah.
this time. I like it.
Because early Saturday.
Maybe that's what it is. Saturday morning wanted you as
I wish Steve would text me right now because he was watching, but I know he ain't listening. If he was listening, he could text me what I was talking about.
Oh my God.
He gonna know what I was talking about. He gonna be, when he listening.
You just said the flat earth was when
Oh
California
yeah.
was falling apart.
Fuck y'all flat earth motherfuckers, man. Y'all still ain't real. Bring your ass up on the motherfucking show. We blur your face. We put a little black circle on that motherfucker. They don't want you to see that you're really Chris who works at goddamn fucking Star Fox or whatever the fuck you do, you motherfucker. Just break your fucking ass.
Flat Earth
Flat
barista.
Earth, yeah. Because I was my kickball. I was holding my kickball on y'all motherfucking asses. That's right, bitch. So bring your ass. I'm real. Y'all ain't. Fuck
It
all
really
y'all.
started with California falling into the
Yeah.
California's supposed to shake off, but I think New York's going underwater first, bro.
The way it's looking, yeah. It's
And I
rough.
hope the Ghostbusters can get the damn Eiffel Tower up on that, or down to Eiffel Tower. What's
Oh,
the
with the
bitch?
special
What's the
ooze?
bitch called? The statue.
Statue
Get
of
the
Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
If you want the Ghostbusters to walk up in a Statue of Liberty.
They're all going out there. Hey, what's up? That bitch should be out on the water. You might as well park her on the bridge or something like that. You know, I'm screaming like, get the ooze up on that ass. Come on now, y'all. Come on now, y'all.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Half the goddamn Back to the Future shit exists now. I mean, Ghostbusters gotta be right there behind it.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we're going to have to bring this episode of
That's
Mason
funny
and Friends
as
show to a
shit.
close.
Go ahead and get the Statue of Liberty ready.
Today's
Bro, any kind of
episode,
ooze is definitely up in New York, underneath the streets. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's got some ooze in it.
today's episode of Russian Roulette is going to be featuring a song called "I Patched Other Eye" to the tune of "Sunglasses
fuck?
at Night."
Hold on, say that title again.
I patched other eye.
I patched other eye.
That's from January 30th, 2022. So it's a fairly recent one.
Must be some Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury shit.
Who knows, y'all? Yeah, this is Sunglasses at Night. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, so
See,
we'd like to-
He knows his lyrics.
That's a real song.
we'd like to thank you so much for listening. We'd like to encourage you to listen to all the episodes as well as new episodes. Like, share, subscribe to this motherfucker.
I did hear another song. I don't know what song it was here that I did. And I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, you don't even remember what you've done.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Ladies
I
and
do
gentlemen.
remember this.
So don't forget, keep grinding on the shit you're trying to. Wait a minute.
Be nice.
Be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bit by little bit, ladies and gentlemen, keep moving forward.
That's right. Keep grinding on the shit that you were trying to get done because that is how things get done.
We believe in you.
That's right. Stay tuned for a Russian Roulette and have a great rest of your day.
Oh yeah, please do.
Don't forget, we love you very
Love
much,
y'all.
and peace be with you.
Go.
I know my rights. Yeah, give a fuck about a grandpa.
Yes, sir. I got a question. Maybe y'all can give me the answer. Maybe y'all cannot give me the answer. It might just be me. I don't know. My question is, have you ever walked around and wondered what it'd be like if you were blind? Yeah, so you find some sunglasses and wear 'em around. I'm only asking cause I think I'm gonna start to wear an eye patch around and see what people like, and then the next day I'm gonna swap it to the other eye. That I'm gonna be quizzing people to see if they know my eye patch. So switch jobs from Wednesday, they gonna be like, did your mole move, wasn't it over there? And I'm gonna say, I got a mole, I never knew I had a mole. Where is it? On my face? Is it on my cheek? Maybe my forehead or beside my ear? It has to be in a place I don't see. Maybe my hair is covering my mole, I don't know. I never knew I had a mole and I'm not even blind. If I was, I would have never seen it, yeah. Or never known the matter with my washcloth, yeah. Unless it was a big old hairy mole. That's the only way you're gonna find it if you're blind. Mole searching when you're blind, gotta be rough, I know. stick in the yard, yes sir, and I'm gonna tap it and a zip it while I'm walking around. Excuse me sir, just looking for my blind dog that ran away. Yes sir, I'm a blind man with a blind dog, seeing he ain't seeing nothing, he ain't helping me. All I know is he keeps running the fuck away, and I cannot see where he is even going. How's the blind man gonna find his blind dog seeing eye? That's gotta be rough. How's the man who's blind gonna see his dog? My whistle. Go in the room, stop looking at me, don't jump the talent, son. When you get in, you feel the music and you explode. Help that blind man find his blind dog, seeing dog, yes sir, 'cause he's walking in the street, tapping his cane in that 4-lane traffic. He's gonna get hit by a box truck or maybe a Bronco like OJ. Might be a sedan, might be a Honda, for all we know. I believe I'd rather get taken out by a station wagon, or the Ghostbuster whip that's damn near still a station wagon. Back to me, walking around like I'm blind, pretending not to see, wondering if anybody's gonna help me get my ass to McDonald's for that McChicken. Maybe caramel Sunday, or the hot chocolate fudge while I'm up in there. Never know what I'm gonna do. I can't get a cone, 'cause it might look like I'm fucking pretty. If I'm licking on a cone like that, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody in the corner looking at me like, damn, I like the way you eat that ice cream cone. And I'm gonna have to get fucking physical and leave that bitch or kick him in the nuts. Don't be looking at me like that while I'm eating my ice cream. I know my hair's looking fucking amazing. Yeah, it's glowing brighter than the golden arch up in here. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just a motherfucking tracing me. Yes, sir, Rita, tracing me. It's still working right for me. Everybody tells me I might need to move on to Pantene Pro V, but I don't know what's better. Whatever's on sale is what I'll be putting up in my shit, 'cause I like the on sale shit. Call it cheap, call it frugal, call it what you want. I'm an on sale kind of guy, yes sir. I don't like buying the expensive fancy like shit, but I'ma start buying everything when I'm walking around like I'm blind for everybody.